mouth breather. I am a lifelong resident of the city of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I have been proud of living here every day of my life up until today, May 22nd, 2020, which is the day, technically the day after, but I found out about it today. I'm assuming it came out like in the evening news last night, which I don't watch. So today I heard about yesterday, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey signed into law the Emergency Regulation Number 12, which after you get through a whole bunch of whereas, which is this is the way that these people write their laws, and they want to pretend that it gives them some sense of authority to sit there going whereas over and over again. Once you get past all that bullshit and ignoring the definitions and additional terms that the lawyers made them tack onto the end, the core meat of Emergency Regulation 2020-12 is that Mr. Frey, the mayor of Minneapolis, has decided that effective next Tuesday, May 26th, every person is required to wear a mask when they are in any, quote, indoor space of public accommodation, end quote. Since this affects anybody who wants to shop in a store or go to a restaurant or anything like that. Above everything, it affects children who are legally required to go to school, and then once they're at school, they're legally required to wear these masks. And doubtless most people will look at this and say, yeah, okay, whatever, it's not a big deal. No, I am here to tell you that it is a big deal. This is the day at which Minneapolis officially decides that it no longer cares about freedom. It no longer cares about protecting the rights of Americans to do what they please and to assume risk for themselves if they so choose. No, we're going to compel everyone to do what the social order has decided is best for us. And things have been moving in that direction for a long time, but this is the most drastic and transgressive and violating aspect of this yet to come, and for the first time it makes me ashamed to live in what I had previously felt was the best city in all of America. Admittedly, that's purely a self-serving and biased decision, not backed up by any trips to other cities other than one time I went to New Orleans. But, I had this tremendous sense of hometown pride, and now I feel incredibly betrayed because our government, our leader, has taken it upon himself to just throw out all of the freedoms that have made America what it is, and quite frankly, I think that this is a moment at which we should all be very ashamed to be Minnesotans and Minneapolites. I will be doing everything in my power to deal with this situation, which includes not ever shopping in another Minneapolis business as long as this is going on, which I'm very sad about because it's not only is it a tremendous inconvenience, but it's taking me away from a lot of businesses that I feel very invested in. But there isn't really a choice in the matter. I cannot be party to this sort of violation of fundamental American freedoms, and I'm very upset about this, and I think that there needs to be a society-wide protest, and we need to stand up for ourselves and say that we are not going to tolerate this kind of fascist imposition upon us based on the misguided judgments of authoritative figures who are pushing their own version of what they want us to believe the truth is without allowing any dissent, without allowing anybody to stand up and say, no, actually, this is not how it works. You've been lied to by these authoritative figures. They're not allowing anybody to have a dissenting opinion at this point. And so while we still have some semblance of freedom, we need to take our business and our money and our ability to vote with our wallets and vote with our feet. I will not be shopping in any Minneapolis businesses. I will be going to St. Paul, to Richfield, to any other adjacent municipality around and outside Minneapolis. And I can only hope that things don't continue to get worse. If they if they take away access to public transit so that I don't have the ability to do that, then I will become a prisoner in my own home. And we need to take seriously the possibility that this sort of thing is going to happen. This is not just weathering a storm and waiting for life to get back to normal. No, this is what's normal now. This is fascism taking over our society. When Hitler and the Nazis rose to power in Germany, they scared everybody with the concept that Jewish bankers were controlling the world and we needed to do whatever we had to do in order to get rid of this threat. That is the same thing that is happening now with coronavirus. They are pushing the idea that everybody is a potential carrier for this disease, and they're using that as a justification for taking away everybody's freedoms and taking away everybody's right to do what they please and to take risks upon themselves as is their right as an American. And so we need to understand and accept that wearing a face mask is the same as voluntarily wearing those pink triangles and whatever that the Nazis forced people to wear. This is fascism taking root. Those masks are fascist symbols of oppression, and we must resist. We must all commit ourselves to resisting and being willing to risk our lives if necessary in order to stand up for our freedoms, because that is what America is all about. That is what Patrick Henry stood up for during the Revolutionary War and said, "Give me liberty or give me death." Too many people these days are willing to throw their freedom away in the hopes of achieving security, and I think you know what Ben Franklin had to say about that too. So listen to Ben Franklin, listen to Patrick Henry, listen to the founders of America. Don't listen to the people who have stolen the American government away from you and are now pushing this big pharma, big hospital complex, using all the resources of expensive industries and state power to impose control upon people and take their freedoms away. Do not stand for that. That is not what America is. That is not what Minnesota is. That is not what Minneapolis is. And we need to do whatever we can in order to get our country back, in order to get our freedoms back.